Hello, my name is Emily Storms. Today I'm going to teach you about the importance of tornado safety. According to the Insurance Information Institute, 2011 was the most active tornado season in history, with a whopping 553 deaths alone. Today I will be explaining the importance of tornado safety and having an emergency plan put into place before a storm even hits. We'll first discuss the danger tornadoes can pose to a community, and then I will explain how you can make sure you are fully prepared for tornado season. So, firstly, tornadoes can form and become deadly within a matter of seconds, sometimes with little or no warning at all. So, tornadoes can cause very minimal damage, including a few trees knocked down or some shingles ripped off your roof, or they can cause what is known as incredible damage. This would normally be an EF5. Incredible damage means that there is nothing left. An EF3 tornado in Texas even sent a corn stalk through a truck's radiator. This was reported by the Weather Channel. So, really quickly, I'm going to show you the National Weather Service. They have the article explaining the EF scale, the Enhanced Fujita scale. So, basically, this is what the wind gust would look like based on the ratings. They go from a 0 to a 5. Now, but the EF scale is mainly based on damage. So, they have a whole list of indicators that they would look at to decide exactly how much damage has been caused by the tornado. So they do still use obviously wind gusts, but they rely more heavily on damage indicators. Okay, so on average, there will be a warning of 13 to 15 minutes to prepare before the tornado hits. However, there have been reports of tornadoes with as little as 30 seconds of warning, if any at all. There are some that had zero warning, like the Tri State tornado, the most deadliest tornado in history. There was zero warning because at that time they did not really forecast tornadoes in the weather. Like it was, in fact, the word tornado was banned. So with no way of knowing when a tornado will hit or how much warning you will have to prepare, the best way to survive a tornado is to stay prepared at all times. So, according to the CDC, the best protection you can have from a tornado is to be underground, preferably a storm shelter. But if one is not available, an interior room on the lowest floor is your next best option. But there must be no windows because they could potentially shatter. You could get hit by the glass, or debris could come in and hit you that way. So a tornado safety kit is always a great idea and should include things like flashlights and a NOAA radio to stay informed when power goes out. You should never seek shelter in a mobile home or a vehicle. If you cannot find proper shelter, your best chance is to find low ground, like a ditch, and lie as flat as possible while covering your head or neck. Really quickly, I will show you the NWS is version of how to cover your neck. As you can see, they've got their hands crossed together. Obviously, this one does not, but as long as you are protecting your head as best as possible and your neck if you can. Honestly, they would love for you to wear a helmet because that will protect you better than your hands ever will. A helmet would be a great option if you have the chance to get one. Now, your options and your time will be very limited once a tornado warning has actually been issued, which is why it's imperative to have your safety plan in place and reviewed yearly to be sure you are prepared when the time does come. So really quick, I will show you ready.gov. Their website is great. It is a government website. It has everything you would need to know, how to prepare, how to stay safe, staying safe after a tornado. Really quickly, I will tell you what they like you to do. So for your safety plan in general, preparing for your tornado, you need to know your area's tornado risk. In the U.S., the Midwest and the Southeast have a greater risk for tornadoes. So like Texas, Oklahoma definitely has a lot of tornadoes, that kind of area. Now you also need to know the signs of a tornado, including a rotating, funnel-shaped cloud, an approaching cloud of debris, or a loud roar like a freight train. And I will tell you from experience, it definitely sounds like a train, but very loud and coming from the sky. That is a very telltale sign. Also, another telltale sign not often talked about is a green sky. The sky will turn like grass green almost. It's very bizarre. You should also sign up for your community's warning system so you can get emergency alerts when a tornado does come in. If your community has sirens, then become familiar with the warning tone. Normally, they will have days every so often that they test the sirens, and you'll get a notification saying we're going to test them so you can hear them and know what they sound like. Now, it is also important when you get your safe plan in place, you need to identify and practice going to your safe shelter. Normally, they would love you, obviously, to be in a safe room built using FEMA criteria. But the next best protection is a small interior windowless room or basement on the lowest level of a sturdy building. So, as long as you can find in your home, if you're in an actual home, not a mobile home, just find whatever room has no windows and is in the innermost part of the room. If you have multiple stories, go on the lowest floor as low as you can possibly get to the ground. Underground, if you have a basement, even better. In my home, we have our hallway that has no windows. We would shut all the doors and we would be sheltering in there. Now, don't forget to plan for your pet. They're an important member of family, so they need to be included in your family's emergency plan. Whether you get them a carrier, a crate to bring into the shelter, etc., etc. Now, you also have to prepare for long-term stay or sheltering in place because you never know how long the tornado will last. You don't know if your door will be blocked. You'll have to wait for somebody to come and get you out, that kind of thing. So you want to keep food, water, medicine. A NOAA radio is perfect because you'll know when the storm has passed and when it is safe to come out. Flashlights, that kind of thing. Anything you would need to long-term stay safe. And then they have other things if you would like to look more at it. That would be great for you. Now, most experts agree that proactive preparation is crucial for tornado safety, especially if you are in an area prone to storms that generate tornadoes. Having a safety plan in place before a warning is issued greatly will increase your chances of survival. You'll know what to do the instant it happens. There won't be any hesitation, any running around, not knowing what to do. So, the best thing you can do is get your plan set in place before anything even happens. Now, although a safety plan is vital for tornado safety, it is crucial to remember that tornadoes are unpredictable and can change at a moment's notice. If you hear a siren, the best thing to do is find a safe shelter and stay informed by a meteorologist you can trust. Now, always listen to any emergency alerts, any law enforcement agencies, your trusted meteorologists. Always listen to what they have to say and follow their instructions because one day it may just save your life. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening.